we got this thing going a lot of different directions, so I say we keep playing the game. At Mac and Cube, 800-239-9569 if you want to get in, 800-239-WJOX. Verbo, or have we changed it to VRBO?
I think every human out there in the audience said VRBO, but you hear a commercial on Verbo, now it's just like, all right, I don't know what to think.
The Fiesta Bowl tonight at 6:30 on ESPN will be 10th ranked Miami at 12-2 against 6th ranked Ole Miss at 13-1. See, I've gotten away from the seeds. I'm not playing that game anymore.
That's probably. I mean, 1 through 10, we're still ranked.
But I'm not doing the seeds anymore. I'm not doing it. Royal Payne tweets in. We asked the question because we kind of randomly got into Stranger Things for some reason. Then we started talking TV, and then we said, well, how would you portray some of these football seasons if they were a show? Royal Payne tweets in, it looks like Pete Golding might turn out to be the Kevin Spacey character in Usual Suspects. Maybe he's the goofy guy who's actually the mastermind. That's actually an awesome comp right there.
Wow, yeah.
Like the limp stops all of a sudden. It's like one of the best endings you've ever seen.
These guys are so sad.
What?
Yeah.
Pretty incredible. We were talking about the Vanderbilt season during the break and the different directions that would go. And I actually think it's a show that we mentioned earlier in the show, and it would be Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Now, I know racially it doesn't exactly work.
Well, no,
but
kind of depending on how you
take the guy who's a little rough around the edges, who culturally doesn't fit, and everything he does goes against the grain of what has been done in that setting, but yet it's still better with him. Mm-hmm. And you end up figuring out, we actually like this guy here. It's better with this guy here. And soon, depending on lawyers in the NCAA, but there will come a time when he's going to be standing in that house alone and nobody else is going to be there.
Perfect.
Because there will come a time that he's not able to play anymore. I don't know if that's going to be next year, 2035, but there will be a time that he'll be on a UFL roster and not playing college football anymore.
He's going to look around.
And that's going to be it. That's going to be the end of it.
Wow.
Although
think about the guy in charge there. Very lovable, very nice, but also can get super intense,
bald-headed
in very rare moments.
Yeah,
also bald.
Clark Lee is.
I just can't see Diego Pavia going, how come he don't want me, man? I just can't see it.
That was like in his recruiting process, though. Like, how come nobody want me?
And he'll tell you.
Yeah.
He kept up with all the teams that didn't want him. By the way, initially including Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I love the 7th rounder that says every single team that passed up on me will pay for this, including the 4 times my team that drafted me passed up on me. Right. That doesn't work, guy. Because you're going to have to throw picks if that's going to work. You're going to have to hurt your team first.
Yeah.
Because they passed on you multiple times.
See, I said Vanderbilt was Family Matters because Family Matters was just some generic, not really kind of watch show. Then all of a sudden this brash person just comes in and completely changes the trajectory of everything. Because Family Matters was not the show that was until Steve Urkel showed up. And then he became the focus. He became the kind of everything. And it went from one thing to a completely, wholly different monster.
What would Texas Tech's season be?
The Jeffersons. Moving on up. All that good money.
But was there a part of it where they didn't make it? See, it's not a TV show, but I would almost say Texas Tech's the new Yankees. Yeah. They're going to spin and spin and spin, but it's just not quite enough anymore. Now, if they'd have won it, we'd say they're the Dodgers.
Oh, at that point, yeah.
Oh,
right.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's all
I'm
it
not
took.
trying to say they have a Shohei, but Lee Hunter pretty good. He'd be the only one that would be close to that.
Yeah.
If they were nothing, then they just – honestly, Texas Tech's probably Beverly Hillbillies.
God, it's great.
That's
so good. With an exact correlation of oil. It works.
Yeah.
California is the place you ought to be.
We could not do this segment without John Saber.
Yeah.
That's 2 for 2 right there. Pretty good hits. I just want to know what season is Teen Wolf, so we can talk about that show and the stupidity around it. Even though it was very entertaining.
The show or the movie?
The movie.
Okay.
There was a show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that like a WB thing?
MTV, I want to say, but yeah.
They tried to make it something?
Yeah.
Oh, we had a werewolf playing high school basketball, guys. Come on. Like, you're telling me if somebody does not walk in that gym with a firearm, put an end to that. Stop it. Stop it.
Oh man.
Teen Wolf 2, no. Mississippi State. No, excuse me. Teen Wolf is Mississippi State. Honestly, Teen Wolf is a bad movie, but it had some things you really liked about it.
For some reason, we loved it. Like surfing on a bus
Yeah.
for whatever reason was
Doing
cool.
them backflips or whatever.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. That might work, which makes
he wasn't even
Arkansas-
good at basketball. He just had superpowers.
No, yeah.
That's
They
the only
were
thing.
afraid.
Well,
Yeah.
That makes a difference.
And keep in mind, this was Michael J. Fox, so he's like Kevin Hart's height. Like he wasn't tall.
Okay, so I have even surprised you at times hitting some home runs on things that were stolen from other things,
Who cares?
as in Hunger Games ripped off one of the greatest Arnold Schwarzenegger movies ever made, and
Running
that was
Man.
Running Man.
Right, yeah.
And I think all of Schwarzenegger's movies have been ripped off. Commando is taken. It's the same thing. They just ripped it off and put different people in it.
Okay, yeah.
Did Teen Wolf essentially rip off the Incredible Hulk? Think about it. I want you to think about it before you answer. And it essentially just took different beings and had the exact same thing at a different age. Because you don't see it until you make them really mad, and you're sitting there a lot of times asking, why don't you just turn into that thing and solve all the problems anyway? Like, why would he come out as Teen Wolf for the whole game and just score 100 and go full Wilt Chamberlain? But instead, he's got to take some kind of a charge or foul, and then he becomes Teen Wolf and rallies and all of a sudden can do everything.
Yeah, that might be it.
Like,
yeah.
if you wanted to van surf all the time, just punch yourself in the face a few times, get mad, and then go van surf as Teen Wolf. Why do you have to wait for somebody else to make you mad? It's the same thing with the Incredible Hulk. Just turn into the green guy and go solve all the crime instead of waiting for somebody to make you mad.
Sure.
Yeah, but then it's hard to, all right, I've solved the crime, now I'm going to go to Waffle House. It's hard to get served at that point.
Work for Wolverine.
Did
He
it?
figured out, he figured out when to make the blades come out when he wanted to, and not when the general wanted him to, whatever it was, because it was uncontrollable at first, right?
Yeah.
Sort of, and then he was like, "No, I control this. In out, in out." I'm just saying. I feel like they took the Incredible Hulk and said, "What if we made
Why don't we make him hairy?
instead of green, let's make him like a dog?" Perfect.
Johnson, you've got it.
It just feels like the same thing.
All right, so
He crouches down in baby pose
yeah.
after somebody kicks him in the face, and then next thing you know, he growls.
So if
It's
Mississippi,
a stupid thought, but I'm just telling you.
It makes sense.
I do agree. I do think you're right. It's most likely some sort of a ripoff. If Mississippi State, say, was Teen Wolf, I think Arkansas was Teen Wolf 2.
Yeah, they had one guy that could do some really cool things
Yeah.
occasionally.
It had the, it's like, hey, we've seen this work before. It'll work again, right? Okay, no. No.
Who was the mastermind trying to overtake the person in charge in Teen Wolf 2, a.k.a. Bobby Petrino?
Wow. That's yeah.
And why was Teen Wolf 2 unable to get proper funding even though the money was there?
Wow.
I guess because they went from Michael J. Fox to Jason Bateman.
That's
It's a difference.
So they went from Sam Pittman to
Bobby
Bob Petrino.
totally fair. 800-239-9569, 800-239-WJOX if you want to get in with your college football seasons that were movies or TV shows. Also, I did ask the question via Twitter, how do you eat a Kit Kat? I'm getting plenty, and I knew this was coming with my mouth. Like Andrew Caraway, or Jeremy, excuse me. I use my mouth, but you do you, big guy. Like, come on, folks. Like, what? Charlie Dudley says, one stick at a time like a gentleman. J.K. Lockhart, 4 bites. I don't even break them into sticks.
That's savage.
I'm trying to think of like standard size Kit Kat, 4 bites. That's doing work.
You playing around.
Brian Johnson, break off a piece and eat it, repeat until gone. Jordan Carpenter, as fast as I can. Dennis, with my mouth, is it a trick question?
No,
Only if your brain operates that way.
am I the only person that does like? I mean, there's 4 pieces and you just do 2. Like you just break it in half and eat.
No, which is weird because the Halloween one is just 2, basically. Isn't it? Or is it
Yeah.
1?
Yeah, it's 2. So
It's
you're
2,
always
so,
getting
yeah, I
back
feel
down
like-
to that.
But I feel like that one, I won't break apart. Like, I'll just eat
No, there
2
are
bites.
no. There are
They're like the
Halloween ones that are
small
ones.
Yeah,
And those are
right.
a waste of time, specifically because they're so hard to get open.
Correct, yeah.
Right.
But the standard Halloween is 2, which I've never broken one of those.
No, I feel like
Right.
that
Yeah, you
I'll
just-
eat in 2 bites.
Double down.
But the normal four-liner Kit Kat, I break into 4 pieces.
I think I can go 4 or 2.
Yeah.
Or 2 or 1. Like I'll break a 1 and then maybe go 3 or do 2 2s. It's never all singles.
Yeah, like
Ever.
no.
It's never like 1 and then break off another 1 and then another 1 and then eat the final one.
It's weird
Never
'cause
done that.
I do that because I feel like I want that to last. Meanwhile, the other one, when it's a Halloween, it's not about lasting. It's about efficiency. We got to get stuff in, like trying to get in as much candy as
It's fair.
possible. So, yeah.
But
That's
I'm
why I don't
telling you,
break
that
one.
single Kit Kat wrapper is
Oh, yeah.
next to impossible to get open.
Yeah.
It's not good. All right, 800-239-9569. You want to get in on the Higginbotham hotline, you can do that there. 800-239-WJOX. Text in 205-834-9450. You can also tweet in at Mac and Cube if you would like to be a part of the show there.
Somebody said Ole Miss this season is like Face Off.
Terrible movie.
Yeah.
I never seen it.
Be happy.
Did Mission Impossible rip off that gimmick?
No, because
Listen,
Mission
Mission
Impossible. The first
Impossibles
Mission
are-
Impossible was first.
Mission Impossibles are dumb anyway, but they're entertaining dumb. It's watchable dumb. The only thing that I just cannot handle with any of the Mission Impossible movies are the fake face things, and they just rip them off. Which, did they rip that off from Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, they had to have because Face Off was 97 and the first Mission Impossible was 95. So Face Off ripped it from,
But
Mission
if you
Impossible.
recall,
but all of them ripped it from Scooby-Doo. Yeah.
more than half of the Scooby-Doo villains would just pull their face off, and they were the guy up the street, like the pharmacist or whatever.
Even though there'd be some like old school scuba diver with a big metal helmet with a little porthole.
Yep.
And it's just a mask. Yeah. Hold
Yeah,
on.
he's like a goblin.
Yeah.
Huh? You were just Sarah. See.
That's how I feel about Texas A&M. Like you are exactly who we thought you were.
Oh no, Bob Wilkin, Auburn, Walking Dead.
Oh boy.
They kept trying, and it wasn't good. They tried all the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They just kept trying because first 2, maybe 3 seasons were pretty good, and then it got unwatchable. It just kept.
Yeah.
Who else wants to try to play quarterback? We'll throw him in there.
Walking Dead might be Texas A&M. Started off strong, things look good, and then just got whacked once, and then ain't been right since.
Man, I was going to say if somehow we could have spun that into Brian Kelly and LSU because of the accent thing where you Carl in the halftime thing. It may have worked a little bit better there. Tanner tweets in, Avatar ripped off Pocahontas. It's Space Pocahontas. I need to go do a deeper dive on that one. I'm not putting that together right now.
Kind of more or less the same story. Not unlike Fern Gully. Yeah, they're all kind of the same. Where the colonizers come in and then send one guy to kind of infiltrate, and then, I kind of like this, and ooh, you're pretty, and then I'm gonna fight for you now.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Now I can see it.
More or less the same thing, right? Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. All right. We'll continue. We'll get to your calls. Get some more feedback on what you think and kind of where that is, how it's going. If you have another team who you want to throw in as a TV show or a movie.
We got to figure out who's Fast and Furious.
Oh boy.
South Carolina. Hear me out here. Fast and Furious usually, and I'm not going to act like I've seen most or any. I think I've seen 1 and part of 2, maybe all of 2 on accident. Always had big names in them, right?
100%.
Never good. So you had the stars, like they went and got The Rock, they went and got Ludacris.
Yeah.
Who else? They went and got
Tyrese.
Jason Statham. Was he in one? Like a villain or something?
He was in a villain, then a good guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got John Cena
in
twice.
those movies, who's good and who's
Right, yeah.
bad?
Right.
We're just living.
Yeah.
John Cena for one. Okay, so there you're always getting the big names. You have the headliners, but it just never ends
works.
up being good.
Never works.
You had Dylan Stewart, you had Lenore Sellers, you had your A+ actors in there, but it's just not something that people really wanted to watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what the offensive line play looked like in Fast and the Furious, but if it was bad, then it definitely works.
I think they may be Texas A&M because no matter how bad it is, it's like, you know what? Next year.
John, Texas A&M can't be every show.
Yeah, well, Texas A&M is bad.
A&M.
Yeah.
There's just multiple.
They're multiple teams. That's when you hear when the team's multiple. They can be multiple movies.
It's fair. Okay. Oh, here we come with
Let's take him
Shiver
out break,
tweets in, Avatar was definitely a ripoff of Dances with Wolves. All right, who was first at the premise of taking people's land as a movie?
America, baby.
All right, we'll be back with more next. I guess we're going to keep doing this based on the responses we're getting. Lori Lou tweets in, if you can find self-control, each bar is exactly 4 bites. Break off a bar, bite exactly 1/4 of that piece, then don't chew. I'm not reading the rest of that. It takes patience, but it's a real adventure if you can stand it. I'm going to say no. I don't have that discipline or patience.
Like, it's a Kit Kat, y'all.
Michael Kirby tweets in, but remember, in Face Off, they surgically removed Nicolas Cage's face and John Travolta's face and surgically put Nicolas Cage's face on John Travolta. Fair, but I guess different technology. Nonetheless, the movie was dumb.
They took his face
off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We see what you did there, and it didn't need to be done. Okay.
Somebody said, somebody texted in 205-834-9450. They said Auburn's quarterback room
They
is
texted us our text number?
No. I was just reminding people the number. They said Auburn's quarterback room is 50 first dates.
Oh, no.
Perfect. You know, for the third year in a row,
Based
that
on
whole
the
quarterback
recent
room is
coaching
going to look
scenario,
different.
it could apply there also.
Yeah. The whole quarterback room is going to look different for the third year in a row. The entire room.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I don't think I remember the exact. That guess makes me think of this one for Texas A&M. 57 dresses, 37 dresses,
Keep going 10 more down.
27.
27
There it
dresses?
is.
dresses.
Yeah.
It wasn't Jennifer Love Hewitt. Who was the lead?
Katherine Heigl.
And she's always a bridesmaid, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Texas A&M.
That's perfect. Had a good situation, kind of messed it up.
Yeah.
And thinks she's up here, and then society told her, no, she's about right here.
Was there a lead character that continued to assist the opposition? As in giving them the football on a regular occurrence? Or just missing layups?
Oh, probably her, because she had some roles that she
There you
chose
go.
not to do. Oh, and the
There
one
you go,
time,
then.
the one good one she was in Knocked Up. I'll give her that.
I honestly don't know if I should read this tweet.
I wouldn't,
Is it
but
bad?
it's perfect.
No, it's actually the best tweet we've ever
Yeah.
had into this show's history.
No, it's spot on.
Let's do it.
S. Shiver 228. Is that Sean Shivers listening to the show? I need it to
Appreciate it,
be.
Warren.
I need it to be.
Is that appreciate it, Warren?
I told you the kid from Indiana runs just like him. He's a little bigger
Yeah.
though, a little better, but they have the exact same gait when they run. I'll read half of it, and then I'll stop. Is that acceptable, John? You think
The first or the last half?
the first? I'm not reading the second half.
Okay, then yeah, that's fine.
He tweets in at Mac and Cube, Miami Hurricanes are the Goonies, and you can figure the rest out for yourself.
That's just mean, man.
No, it's not.
No,
He's saying it's a bunch of guys that nobody thought could get this done, and they're finding a way to pull it together.
Yeah.
But I think there's a character in there.
And the head coach is like the older kid. What's his name? The
Josh
older,
Brolin. Yeah.
Josh,
him,
who's
yeah.
been in a lot of who's played lead in a lot of
He
of
has,
things.
yes.
I know where they're going.
Played a lead role in a lot of places.
Correct.
And now he seems to be getting the band back together, and they got it figured out. They're going to find the gold.
It took some time,
I
but
know
yeah.
where they're going.
Yeah.
I know where they're going.
Let's just stop for a second. Pretend these people hid an effing pirate ship in a cave in a town.
In a town.
I mean, it's Oregon.
We believe this, by the way. Also,
it's Oregon.
we fell for this.
Not only hid the pirate ship, there was an octopus in that little lake or whatever.
And also, pirate ship's still operable.
Well, yeah,
They just push it out to sea
that's all they needed.
for a couple hundred years. Just give it a shove.
Yeah.
Oh, there it goes.
The body's decomposed, but the
Not
wood,
the
oh yeah,
wood.
that's still fine. Yeah,
No.
that survived.
That's the epitome of they don't make them like they used to. Just get it. Just shove it out there. Well done, Shiver, but I'm not reading the rest of that.
Oh my gosh. Somebody texted in and said Nebraska is MTV altogether. Bangers in the 90s, but now it's just
Wow.
trash TV.
That's actually very appropriate. And they keep trying to put different things on that just
Yep.
do not work. Let me ask you this. How many times has MTV been close to working and everyone assumed that it was working or was going to work the next year because of how close they were to it actually working that time? Because if they have those going for it, then they are definitely Nebraska.
And that makes sense because MTV was basically just a radio, a place for you to play music. And we know if radio was the GOAT, then MTV was Dylan Raiola. Just trying to be like his idol, but
Yeah, if
obviously
college football was just running the ball,
yeah.
they'd still be great.
Yeah.
It takes a little more than just showing music
Correct, yeah,
videos now.
Yeah.
So if you could just show music videos and be good, then they'd be right there in it.
Yep.
But that doesn't work anymore.
Wow.
And
Wow.
they've been, obviously, as we know, close losses or wins in Nebraska fans' minds.
Yeah.
We've been counting those.
They
for
equate to wins
multiple
the
years
next year.
So we took something that worked, like Rob and Big, and we put Rob Dyrdek on there and try to watch videos, and that's dumb.
That's the one thing.
We
where
go Road Rules 58. That doesn't work anymore. We're still trying
It's
that.
just a challenge
just-
now.
it just
but yeah,
keeps-
yeah.
It just keeps going in this cycle of, hey, close losses or wins.
Mhm.
We're going to keep telling ourselves we're good, and nobody even knows we exist anymore.
Nebraska used to release balloons and aired the video 99 Love Balloons.
That's
It
it.
all tracks.
Perfect.
And the year they made it to the Big Ten championship, that was their Jersey Shore. That was their Jersey Shore moment.
I'm proud of you for watching that show.
Listen,
didn't.
I was young. I was a teenager, and it was just
Not good.
it wasn't. It wasn't looking back.
We
on
watched Road Rules, and that really wasn't that good.
But at least you were attempting to. Well, I can't say that.
Real World, yes. Road Rules, no. They were just ripping themselves off.
Yeah, but they're living in a Winnebago. I mean, were they going to make it, John? We didn't know. Were they going to get hurt? What's the best show MTV's ever aired? Show, not TRL. That
Robin
doesn't
Big.
count. For me, yes.
Yeah.
I say Wild and Out.
Okay.
Longevity.
Okay.
Was Remote Control on MTV or VH1?
I feel like it was MTV.
It was a good show when it was on.
And well,
I just
ripped
wanted
off.
one of the recliners that flew out of the wall.
Oh, yeah.
What?
When you lost, everyone sat in a recliner. When you lost, it like sucked you back into the wall.
Yeah.
It's almost like the portal. Just took you right in.
Wild and Out just ripped off Whose Lines It Anyway, so.
Well,
All the music documentaries were on VH1 though, right?
Yeah, Behind the Music.
Those
all
were
that,
awesome.
Yeah.
Where are those now? We need, because I feel like there have been more artists since then that we need to know more about and know their story, and we just quit making those.
Here's the question: is VH1 still around?
Fair. I don't know.
Because if
I
MTV's
literally
been
don't.
shuttered,
I
right,
literally don't know if there's a VH1, a CMT, a BET. I have no idea.
oh yeah, CMT is definitely there. Reba comes on.
that one you
What is
knew,
that?
but not BET.
Like
Reba.
her videos they play on.
No, her TV show. Reba.
You jumped in for CMT and not BET. Like that's a little.
It is fair.
Feels
He
a
didn't
little-
even react.
right,
When I said
yeah,
BET.
the
He
instant,
didn't
like,
even
was
move.
just- Yes, CMT is on. Yes. Hold on, man.
He had more of an emotional response to CMT than he did My Two Dads
I know.
earlier in the show,
I know.
and he couldn't believe I said My Two Dads.
You're not helping the cause there.
Imagine what he thinks when I say Family Ties.
3 Men and a Baby. Yeah.
What? Oh, but yeah.
Full House.
Oh,
Golden Domer wants to chime in on college football seasons as movies. We know it was what yours was. We know.
Top of the morning.
hello.
His was a
Now,
failure.
Cole, look,
failure
you made
launch.
you made a great point about the werewolf and the Hulk, but the only problem is you got it switched. The werewolf's that story's been told since about the early 1600s.
Yeah, but not
Marvel.
as like a basketball player who has to. I don't think the old werewolves back in Grant. I didn't watch the black and white ones with whoever.
Yeah.
I don't think he had to get mad to turn into it. Correct? It was like
That
if
was
it
part
was
of
a
it.
full
It was
moon, you
full
turned
moon,
into
right.
it.
Yeah, it was full moon, or if they get hurt. That was kind of the early versions
Okay.
of
I
it. If
don't-
they would get hurt, they would start to transform. To be honest with you,
I didn't
the
watch
entire
the Charlie
Marvel
Chaplin
universe,
movies, so sorry, I wasn't allowed.
yeah,
to.
the entire Marvel universe is kind of knockoffs of either Greek mythology or DC movies. I mean, think about it. You got Iron Man is nothing but a knockoff of Batman. I mean, a rich aristocrat with some toys. And the only difference between Batman and Iron Man is Batman's got a cape and Iron Man's got a fake heart. I mean, it's the exact same story told over again. Also, Black Panther is essentially a Batman with shorter ears. I mean, that's essentially the same kind of concept.
I'm not
So
touching
they-
that.
No.
It is definitely. It is. It is.
No.
Man, sit there in the black suit. He's got the little ears. I took my cape off. I'm not Batman. It's a knockoff.
Yeah, but he's
The
got
whole Marvel-
vibranium, and Batman doesn't.
Oh yeah,
No.
and Captain America ain't nothing but a knockoff of Superman. He's Superman with a shield. The whole Marvel universe is nothing
Hold
but
on a second.
knockoff.
Captain
Hey,
America has no superpowers. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
So
does.
how could he be
Super soldier.
Superman?
He can't
He
fly.
does.
He's not
Look,
immune to bullets.
He is-
Well,
The
I
whole-
thought
I
he
hate
only
to
has
tell-
his
I
powers
know-
when he has his shield, though.
No, it was injected into him. He's a super soldier.
Yeah, he does. Look, I know a
In
lot
the
of
movie,
Marvel. I know we got
Superman's
some.
in his
I know we got
DNA,
some-
though.
Oh, correct, right? Yeah.
Marvel is nothing but a knockoff of Greek mythology and DC characters.
So
It's-
is basically
well-
any story, but all right.
Except for Power Rangers.
Well, you're right. That's fair.
Well,
But,
I'll tell you what my
but-
great friend Conrad Thompson told me one time. Every great idea is stolen.
Yeah.
That's valid. That's valid. Now look, y'all talking about seasons, all right? Alabama season is Karate Kid. You had the Cobra Kai band. They used to be the bullies, and at the end of the movie, they got their ass
Got
kicked by
beat
the
up
dork.
early, too?
Yeah, they got beat up by the little dork at the end. That's at Indiana and Alabama. They're the Karate Kid. The Cobra Kai is no more. New Kid on the Block. put a
Cobra
walking
Kai
crane
came
on their
back,
face.
and they're actually on top now. Have you not seen it on
That
Netflix?
is true. That is true. So maybe that'll happen. Maybe there's hope for Alabama. And Auburn season, they're kind of like, y'all remember the TV show The Tick?
I hadn't seen the tape on that.
What?
Yeah, they thought he was a superhero, but he's really just a fat guy in a suit. Yeah, that's about like Auburn.
Ooh, you call him a fact? Okay, all right.
The Tick?
So what was
Hey,
Notre
look.
Dame?
Notre Dame, perfect. Look, we're Braveheart. We got the two superpowers trying to take away our independence, trying to take away our freedom. Freedom!
And makes sense. They died at the end and couldn't do anything.
And he died at the end.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly. He got killed.
I
Look,
personally, I thought it was failure to launch, but sure, okay, yeah.
Look, we're Braveheart, man. Look, we got the Big Ten and the SEC. That's like England and Scotland.
Right. Yeah.
And you got Ireland. You got Scotland right here, and they're trying to take away our freedom, our independence, and we're fighting for it. We go down at the end, but at least we fought the good fight.
Oh, that's okay.
We fought the good fight.
Not really, but all right.
Okay.
So what do you think? What's Notre Dame's season?
I'm trying to think of a movie where the lead character was trying to be forced into joining forces with someone else and just wouldn't do it and stayed
Exactly.
on their own.
Yep, and died. Well, that's Braveheart.
I'm not calling y'all dead yet.
We got killed this year. We said, hey, and then everybody hated us because we refused to go to the Pop-Tart Bowl.
But here's the thing:
God
you
forbid.
have your freedom. What freedom are you
Right.
fighting for? You're
You're independent.
Yeah.
correct.
Hey, look, y'all are the socialists and we're the capitalists.
Oh, God.
Y'all may win sometimes, but we're
Independence Day.
earning
You
our
can be
own
Will
merit.
Smith.
Yeah.
You've got your
Look,
independence.
we're earning our own merit. We're earning our own merit. We don't need Big Daddy sending us paychecks and telling us what to do.
Maybe their Friday Night Lights had some struggles early on. Things started to finally churn. People were pulling for them, and then when it really mattered most, they lost and couldn't do anything.
What's the movie with The Rock where he has a 2x4 and he's a sheriff?
Walking Tall.
That's them.
Yeah.
We ain't going to work in the
That's true, yeah.
sawmill.
It
We're
makes
not doing
sense because they would have Johnny
We're
Knoxville
not,
too.
we're not
yeah.
joining up with you
Bunch of
to
jackasses,
make us
yeah.
do all these things.
Look, we
we're not joining your
refuse-
conference.
We
We don't
refuse
need
to
your
join
we don't
the
need your
corruption.
sawmill to make
we
this town
refuse
go.
to join the corruption. We refuse to
There,
join the
see,
corruption.
there, it works.
Hey, I think
You are
Notre
the
Dame
rock
is a
and
story
walking
that just
tall
keeps
is
on
what you
giving.
are.
Look, Notre Dame's. Hey, there's already been about 3 movies about Notre Dame.
No, you walked into the casino and threw the big 2x4 and broke the screens and said, we ain't playing this game.
And in typical fashion, you completely against it until you really needed it back in 2020, and then you jump right in. But then when you got back on your feet, whoa, we don't need this no more.
No,
No,
we're
no,
not
no,
doing
no.
that.
don't want
You
none
know
of
what
that.
that's called, St. Bear? You know what that's called? Leverage. Power.
And you powered your way into what this year?
Hey, that's all right. We still got our freedom. We're still independent. Look, Notre Dame, this is what people don't realize. What y'all have, being a conference member, is Notre Dame's worst nightmare. Think about that.
Oh, so,
Y'all's
Oh, we
proudest
can lose
moment.
2 games and still make the college football playoff?
Look, y'all's proudest moment. Y'all little SEC chanting church y'all got and conference bond, y'all's brotherhood. That's Notre Dame's worst nightmare. That's what we fear more than anything. We would rather get beaten in the national championship by 50 than have to put on a
You kind of
pack.
did in 2012.
And then Alabama's got a little taste of that too. Let's see if that gets held against them for 30 years like it did us. Let's see, or if we just forget it. But y'all just
Alabama
remember, look,
utilized your worst nightmare to make the playoff multiple times and win it multiple times.
yeah. But all I'm trying to say is, look, listen, guys, the conferences produced Duke in the conference championship and not Miami. But yeah, we want Notre Dame to join that system. It's a great system. I mean, it's perfect. It really
How
does
could
a
you
good
say right now that the system
Mhm.
is failing Miami?
job. It ain't failing Miami. Miami wasn't even good enough to make their own conference championship.
Well, no,
But
you,
yet
but
they're
you're,
the-
you
they
are
might win
making
the
you
national
are
championship.
attempting
How
to
about
put
that?
the system down as a failure and
Mhm.
using Miami as an example. And here they are playing a team who's not even sure who their coach is going to be when they enter the postseason with a chance to go play for a national championship.
The system, the conference system, is a joke. We need to think of a movie for the conference system because that would be a great movie right there. I mean, look at Alabama. We all talk about Alabama. I mean, they got to get in the playoff. They're the number 1 seed in the SEC. They got to. They got to. Domination. Oh, yeah, they probably should have never been there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a broken system. It's a broken system. Everybody knows it. You got Duke in the conference championship. Miami sitting at home. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's been a joke.
Miami is not at home.
You know how all this could have
Miami
been
is in Glendale.
this all could have been avoided if Notre Dame would have beaten Miami and Texas A&M.
Or maybe just one
Could have
of the two.
would have
It
avoided.
definitely would have been avoided if they beat Miami,
Yeah.
because with their other losses, they no way were in this situation. But honestly, can you sit here and say that the system has failed Miami?
Mm-mm.
If anything, they have benefited from it. And the system will most likely change to where that can't happen again next year, because the ACC is going to put it in a place where your highest ranked teams are going to have to play. Well, if they're smart, they won't do that.
Yeah. And if Notre Dame would have been in a conference where they could have showcased their talents in the championship game, they might have gotten in.
Stephen Madrid, Clemson is House of Cards.
The guy at the top is charismatic.
It does feel like there's a lot going on. A lot going on. But Robert says, wouldn't Clemson beat Dabo with the Sawmill and Walking Tall?
Not little old Clemson.
He ain't taking your transfers.
Oh, we don't want 'em.
Mm-mm. All right, back with more next. All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning, Thursday, January 8th, right here on Jocks. We're a little behind for Manny Navarro, who covers the Miami Hurricanes, and we referenced the Miami Hurricanes a little bit earlier. Manny, we were discussing college football seasons and a TV show or a movie that would describe them and how it had gone. Would you have one for this Miami football team, a TV show, a movie that sort of depicts how this thing under Mario Cristobal's guidance has gone this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one. It's a good question. I love the topic. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say remember the Titans because that was an entirely different story about integration. But I mean, you think about just the way the roster came together, right? And how he was able to build this thing with so many different parts, and it's been a dramatic turnaround, man. Like you think about Miami in the 20 years that they spent just being irrelevant in college football, and what Mario saw day one when he walked in the door, and what he had inherited to where they are now. I mean, they lost to Middle Tennessee State in Mario's first season at home and gave up over 40 points. Now they're knocking off the defending champion and dominating teams in the line of scrimmage. It's just been a drastic turnaround, and so I think it's a great question. You got to give me some time to think about it. Maybe I'll come up with a better answer later. Which TV show or movie really represents this?
No, it's all good. And one of the cool things about this one is because we're referencing old movies, old TV shows, is I think most people love it when like the old guard kind of gets involved at these traditional programs and you see them around and you see them being a part of it. Like Oklahoma starts winning, there's Bosworth on the sidelines. Like we all think that's cool. Mm-hmm. We know Michael Irvin's kind of been in there for a minute. Now you got Ray Lewis on the sideline. Apparently he's talking to Carson Beck. Like what role have some of these old timers played in getting this team back in the spotlight the way that they are this year?
Well, Miami's always been a place where, you've had Jimmy Johnson, you've had Ray, you've had Mike. So many of the greats have come back to give speeches, right? To just be around the team before a big game, to just provide some level of inspiration. And really, Cole, I've been around. I mean, listen, I was born and raised in Miami. I'm 47 years old. I remember when this program was at its height, right? And Jimmy Johnson was such a big part of it. I thought that moment between Mario and Jimmy in the Cotton Bowl right after the game was really, really touched me. I really felt like, man, this is really cool. So I can't imagine what the players are feeling, knowing that hey, these guys who we know are NFL Hall of Famers are coming back and wanting to be a part of this with us, and we can get jaded and say, hey, these kids don't care. They're in their own world. They got NIL. They got all this other stuff. I think the leadership on this roster realizes that, hey, we got something special going here, and it's really cool to have some of these guys back with us.
Absolutely. All right, so when you look at the plan that's been in place for this team, Shannon Dawson did get a little cute early on in the A&M game, but when they have stuck to their guns, and he has made some massive calls late in games in big spots in games. The short yardage throw to Fletcher in the last game I thought was brilliant with 7 offensive linemen on the field. The end around, obviously, to get the touchdown at A&M. Not a call that I would have made there. I mean, I'm running duo again with Mark, and like we're going north and south. So he has made some brilliant calls then, but how critical will it be for him to sort of stick to who they are in this matchup against Ole Miss, and why?
100% pivotal. I mean, look, Ole Miss plays with tempo. They're the 8th fastest team in the country in terms of getting snaps off. Miami is one of the slowest, right? And a lot of this just has to do with complementary football. Ruben Bain and Akeem Mesidor and everybody on that defense played 1,000 miles an hour. If you have them doing that for 90 plays or 80 plays, they're not going to win the game because you can't play at that level that hard for 80, 90 plays and slow down an offense like Ole Miss. You have to get a couple 3-and-outs. And so to me, Dawson's play calling, making sure that they're running the football, that Carson Beck isn't being asked to throw it down the field and force things. That's what it all comes down to. And so to me, it's the approach in the very beginning. When Miami gets the ball the first time, what are they setting out to do? Are they going to try to be cute, or are they just going to go with what works? And they can run the ball on this Ole Miss team. I certainly believe they can. They ran it against Ohio State when they needed to. So I think Mark Fletcher, Marty Brown, Gerard Pringle, all 3 of those guys have to be involved today. And if they are, and if they're running the ball well, then I think Miami wins this game. What's
the health of the Hurricanes look like right now, Manny?
Ahmad Moten got banged up in that Ohio State game, but I think he's no longer on the injury report. So that's great news. I think OJ Frederic, one of their top cornerbacks, he came off the injury report as well. Moten might still be listed as questionable, but I think the feeling is he's going to play. So you need bodies with how fast Ole Miss is going to play with tempo, and you got to be able to move guys in and out, especially on the defensive line. And Moton's key for Miami. So if he plays tonight, that's great.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how confident are you in that next wave of Miami D linemen? We know what wave one's done, but just been dominant, and they haven't had to add a bunch of bodies to help them up there. I think number one, them playing the edges contained is going to be huge in this game. But two, they're going to have to lean on the second wave, maybe a couple in the third wave, like you said, because of pace tempo. What should fans expect when maybe the first wave is off the field?
Well, look, Marquise Lightfoot, he's kind of begun to make an appearance here. He's a guy that Jason Taylor was super excited about. I know Miami's recruiting department was super excited about when they flipped him from Ohio State, and he's pivotal all this. He's a little lighter than the rest of them, but he's so fast. And you think about, having to chase down Trinidad Chambliss and, having to do that for 4 quarters and trying to slow down Kawan Lacey. Marquise is just a phenomenal athlete. He's the next wave. You talk about what's Miami's defensive line going to look like next year when Ruben Bain and Akeem Mesidor in the NFL. Marquise Lightfoot's going to be that dude. And so he's important. And, there's other guys that can do it. Armando Blunt's a really talented. I mean, Mario recruited some 5-star guys that can play now. They just haven't played because you've been seeing all the older guys play to this point. But they've got a second wave, and you might learn some of those names tonight. The rest of the country might learn some of those names tonight.
I want to give you sort of, Manny Navarro covers the Miami Hurricanes. He's joining us now on the Higginbotham Hotline. I have one thing for Miami that I think is beyond critical tonight. One thing that they absolutely have to avoid and have to manage, be careful of if they're going to win this football game. And I just want to get your response to it, why maybe you agree, disagree, that it's probably number one on my list. It's ball security. I feel like they have flirted with danger multiple times here. Obviously, late in the A&M game, got away from them. They were able to get the ball back and get a stop late to win. Didn't matter, but a couple of times on the deck against Ohio State, able to get most of those back. It didn't end up hurting them, but I don't like how many times I've seen the ball out of Miami offensive players' hands, even though it hasn't crushed them just yet. That, to me, is beyond critical in this game. How would you respond to that?
I completely agree, and I know Mario would completely agree with you. That's been his number one concern in terms of the offense. Just the last couple games, obviously these games are being played with a lot more violence. You're seeing a lot, much bigger hits, and so to me, without question, and Malachi Tony, brilliant set of hands, doesn't make many mistakes. But these last 2 games, he's obviously put the ball on the turf, and tonight it's going to be critical. No question. This game's all about possessions. I think. For Miami, you don't want Trinidad Chambliss on the field long. You want to get him off the field as fast as you can. And if you keep giving him chances, you're going to get buried because he's good. He's a great player. It's just this is without question a huge key to this game.
Absolutely. And how much of this do you want in Carson Beck's hands if you're Mario Cristobal?
Look, everybody knows that when Carson is forced, right, to be uncomfortable and have to force the ball down the field, that's when he makes mistakes. Miami was down against Louisville, couldn't run the football. That's when he threw the 4 picks. When Miami was struggling against SMU, couldn't move the football. That's when he threw his interceptions. They have to have success. There has to be balance for Carson Beck to be a good quarterback. Look, he's won a lot of football games. I know people have always looked at the interceptions. I think, some of it's been his fault, some of it hasn't. But the bottom line is, the style that Miami wins with isn't with Carson Beck throwing for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. So they need him to just be the smart decision maker he's been for the last 6 games.
Absolutely. Manny, we appreciate the time. Great stuff as always. Have fun tonight. Enjoy it. I think it's going to be a heck of a game, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Good talking to you guys.
Absolutely. Manny Navarro joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline. He covers the Miami Hurricanes, and I think it's going to be a good game tonight. I think there are a lot of different reasons that this game adds some intrigue. You can follow Manny on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. And find his work at The Athletic, White Ride Pod. You can check that out as well as the Big O Show. All right, so how does this game play out? Why does this game play out the way that it does? We have the Coach Wimp Sanderson coming up at 9. Stanford Steve gives us his picks at 9:30. All that and more coming up next right here on Jocks. All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. It is 8:52, Thursday, January the 8th. Next hour, we'll bring you the Rubik's Cubelic that will get you set for tonight. And I guess we can just run one tomorrow as well. We'll run today's game, and then tomorrow we'll run tomorrow's game. We don't need to do them both today. Stanford Steve coming up at 9:30. The coach, William Sanderson, coming up at 9. Alabama basketball last night, an interesting night, nonetheless. This was Nate Oates before the game referencing the Vanderbilt basketball team that his team was set to take on.
You know, if you go with the metric sites and everything, this is, they got them at number 1 in the SEC. They got us number 2 is the only time we play them all year. So this game's going to go a long ways. And final rankings, standings in the SEC, if, things continue like they've done. I mean, look, they're good. They're you kind of watch them. I mean, they haven't played any real good teams. They played some high majors and blown them out. But they're good. I mean, the metrics say they're good. When you watch them on film, the eye test says they're good.
So not nearly as demonstrative as some Vanderbilt players may have alluded to that being, but nonetheless, they took that as him saying that they had not played anyone, therefore weren't a good team, but he clearly stated multiple times they are a good team. 96-90, Vanderbilt gets the win to go to 15-0 this year. Alabama goes to 11-4 on the season. It was a little bit complicated with some of the playing time. This is Nate Oates describing the loss to Vandy.
Got to give Vanderbilt a lot of credit. They were ready to go. We weren't. I got to do a better job making sure our guys are ready at the beginning. We had 4 turnovers right out of the gate. LeBaron, I think, had 3 of those. So it kind of fed them. We ended up settling down a little bit, not turning it over as much, as it went on. But we didn't move the ball well enough tonight, and a lot of that's Vanderbilt's defense. They're good. They play hard on both ends.
Amari Allen had 25, 6 of 11 from the floor, 1 of 3 from 3, 12 of 12 from the free throw line with 11 rebounds. LeBaron Philon played 20 minutes in the game. Nate Oates on why.
Yeah, he just had full body cramps. I don't know. I mean, played 19 minutes and had to go back and get an IV, and couldn't play. So I don't know why he's getting full body cramps with only playing 19 minutes, but that's what he had going.
I would guess dehydration, but
makes sense.
Nate Oates also on Alabama going cold from behind the 3-point line against Vanderbilt.
No, I don't. They play really hard. They contest. They fly around. So yeah, there's a reason that they're as good as they are defensively. And I thought we got a little selfish. We didn't move the ball. We had guys that had teammates open on a one more and decided not to move it. So that's why our assist total was so low tonight. So a lot of credit to Vandy, and then we got to do a better job finding the right shots.
9 assists for Alabama in the game. Out-rebounded Vanderbilt 49-38, but they were 9 of 40 from 3.
Ugh.
Brutal. Vandy shot 46% from the floor, 7 of 20 from 3, got to the free throw line 50 times, made 35 of those. So Vandy stays undefeated. Alabama 11-4. When we come back, the coach, Wim Sanderson, gives us his thoughts on that game, where Alabama and Auburn are as far as their men's basketball teams today, and more on the college football playoff. All that and more next right here on Jocks.